Hey, this is Trevor with Functional Fitness, and today I want to talk to you about the big three. So these three exercises were developed by a guy by the name of Stuart McGill. He's a professor up in Canada, I believe it's Waterloo, and he's a back researcher. And he looks at the back and he looks at, all right, what causes back pain, and why does it happen, and how do we fix it? So these are three of the exercises that he came up with. He recommends that people do them every day. Today I want to coach you through them, because it's one thing to see the exercises, and it's another thing to actually be coached through them. So I've got my lovely model Erin here today, and she's going to take us through the three exercises. We're going to start with what's called the curl up. So what Erin's going to do is she's going to lie on her back here on the ground, okay, flat on her back. She's going to straighten one leg, and she's going to keep one leg bent, okay? So she's got one leg straight, one leg bent. The big key and the thing that most people screw up with the curl up is they try and do like a crunch. So they drive the neck forward, they try and crunch, and we want you to try and maintain a nice neutral neck the entire time. So what we're going to have Erin do is I want her to tuck her chin in a little bit. Okay, yep, so she gets a nice neck position. And then what I'm going to have her do is take her hands and put them in her low back area, okay? We want you to have just a little bit of an arch in that low back. That's going to be important for just maintaining a nice neutral spine. So we don't want the hands to drive into the hands, or we don't want the low back to drive into the hands. We want to keep that nice little bit of an arch as she goes. All right, so I'm going to have Erin do one. She's going to hold the top position for 5 seconds. Good, and then she's going to go back down. So that was a really good rep. You're going to notice Erin kept her neck really neutral. She focused on bringing the rib cage towards the pelvis, but without rounding her low back. So let's have her do it again. Good, and then back down. I'm going to have her do one more, and we're going to play with the head position here a little bit. So do another one. Good. Tuck chin in a little bit. Drop the head a little bit. There we go. Good. We want good engagement right through this abdomen. You should feel the stomach working hard, about 5 seconds, and then go back down. So a good place to start is 5 reps for 5 seconds. I would then move that up to about 10 reps for 5 seconds. Okay. Biggest thing is don't crank through the neck. So do a bad rep for me. She's just cranking through the neck. You see that she's trying to lift her head as high as she can. We really want that head to only be a few inches off the ground. If you do feel the neck working really, really hard, take your tongue, drive it to the roof of the mouth. That'll help take away some of that tension. And you can also activate some of those neck flexors by making a couple of fists and driving the chin into them before you do this exercise. All right, next one we're going to move into is the bird dog. So the bird dog is from a 6-point position. Okay, hands and knees and feet are all in contact with the ground. You're going to notice when Erin's in this position, she has a nice flat back here. Not getting a lot of arching, nice and neutral. Okay, if we were to take a stick, a PVC pipe, and put it on her back, it would touch tailbone, upper back, and head. So shin's tucked in a little bit, eyes are looking straight at the ground here. Now what Erin's going to do is she's going to get extended with opposites. So she's going to go opposite leg, opposite arm, and she's going to extend. Okay, a few things with this extension. What's going to happen to a lot of people is they're going to try and lift this back leg as high as they can. You're going to see this arch start to form here in Erin's low back, not something we want. Okay, so what we're going to have Erin do is she's going to sweep out, get long. Good, and you're going to notice, I'm actually going to have her drop her foot a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower, right about there. Good, and now she's trying to get as long as she can through this heel, and she's making a fist here, creating some tension throughout the whole body, and she's getting as long as she can there, so she's getting long in both directions. You'll notice she's starting to get the shakes just a little bit. That's what we want, and then she'll bring it back in. We typically hold this one for about 10 seconds, okay? 10-second hold. Let's do the other side. Erin's going to reach out, get nice and long, drop the foot a little bit right through there. You should feel the glute turning on, nice strong fist reaching hard, nice strong heel reaching hard. And you'll notice too, she's pulling her toe back towards her shin. So we have a nice angle here at the ankle. Again, being as long as you can, and then bring it back in. About 5 reps on each side, 10 seconds is a great place to be with that. Just remember, don't let yourself arch. Maintain that nice neutral spine. Okay. Last one we're going to do is a side plank. So I'm going to show you the first version, a short lever side plank. Okay. What Erin's going to do is she's going to stack her feet, okay, and stack her knees, and then she's just going to lift her hips up off the ground. She's going to bring her hips forward. I like the arm here because the eyes can come and look at the hand then. That's going to keep good, nice, neutral neck position. She's going to keep the knees together for right now. Okay, the biggest thing is rib cage position. So what a lot of people do is they arch and the ribs start to fly out with this side plank position. I want Erin to give me a good exhalation through her mouth and drop those ribs in. Good. Now she's nice and neutral, nice and long. She should be feeling the side of the core and also possibly the side of her hip as well, doing the work. Once this variation, you can hold it for 60 seconds easily. We're going to move to a long lever variation. Okay, so now Erin's going to set up here heel to toe. This is a big piece. A lot of people set up with their feet stacked on top of each other. When you're just learning it, start up heel to toe. It's a much more athletic position, and it also spares the spine a little bit. There's not quite as much pressure on the spine when we do this exercise. So she's going to lift up again. Good. She's reaching up to the ceiling, looking at her hand, and then she's going to give me a hard exhalation. Exhale hard. Let's do one more. Big breath in. Exhale hard. There we go. Ribs are down. Now she's aligned and she's holding. So we'll let Erin hold there for a little bit as we talk about this one. So biggest thing, so you heard me talking about having Erin do an exhalation. You want to think about your exhalation like you're blowing out a birthday candle, like that's going to drop that rib cage down, really align diaphragm with the pelvis, make sure she's in a great position. And then she's always thinking about lifting through her hips. Not excessively, but just thinking about lifting through their hips. She should feel the side of her core working, and she might feel the side of her hips working. The other thing, if we move down and look at the ankles, Erin's doing a really good job here keeping nice, strong ankles. So you'll notice that her ankles are not in contact with the ground. A lot of people let the ankles break, which creates a weaker chain. Again, good head position. Eyes are looking up at the hand. She's nice and long. She's starting to get a little tired. You can tell her form's starting to fail. So that's a big piece of this, is just making sure that you can hold the form for the period of time. If the form starts to fail, cool, that's where you stop it. And then the next time you do it, you try and go a little bit longer with good form. And so if you can get to about 60 seconds, 90 seconds, that's a really good side plank, meaning you have the stability to hold that position for a moment of time, for a length of time. And then we can start to add variations that start to challenge it, that challenge that core in a little bit more of a dynamic plane. But learning how to control the core statically is the first thing, because a lot of back stuff, there are these little kind of micro movements that happen with our back. And some people are going to be more susceptible to these micro movements than others. But once we start to strengthen the core and learn how to create stability through the core, we're going to minimize a lot of these micro movements, and we're going to place less stress on the core. So these are the 3 exercises that you can start doing every day: the curl up, the bird dog, and the side plank. Do them every day. Takes 2 or 3 minutes, especially if you have a history of back pain or you've had a few back tweaks in the past. These are 3 great exercises to help shore up your back and create an armor core. All right, that's it from Functional Fitness. We'll see you later.